The air transport industry faces many challenges and is in a continuous battle to reduce costs and increase efficiencies. The industry has become heavily reliant on information infrastructure and communication networks for running its business. As these technologies continue to evolve, SITA looks for opportunities to innovate with its customers to help them reduce their costs and increase productivity.
Virtualization technologies have evolved over the past few years, and now it's possible to deploy virtualized desktop in an environment which is remote from where the end users are. So you don't need to have the server and your desktop in the same physical environment, in the same office.
If you are in a position to aggregate all these technologies into aggregation points on a regional basis, you end up having desktop managed in a much more centralized way. Let's take an airline, for example, that has 200 sites. Instead of having to manage thousands of PCs in this complexity of number of sites, you manage them effectively from those aggregation points.
So you can see here the setup that we are proposing to deploy, where you have the regional center where all the complexity is, and in the remote office we will deploy a universal box. Each airline worker will have its own workstation. And as you can see, we can have as well enable home worker, so people at home that are connected or associated into a specific remote office and can make transaction for the airline. And the airport hub will be connected via IPVPN to the SITA data center.
Yeah, you can actually control and manage these different population of users centrally from the aggregation point here. You have fewer staff that have to go into the IT outstations. You can much more dynamically enable new users, new applications on demand.
What is wonderful for mobility worker is that they can go to any airline office and they will access their application and see all their files and all their data. Then they can be at home and have access to the exact same information, or they could be in the train, or they could be at a Starbucks, and they could access this information via a variety of devices. Sometimes you need about 20 or 30 megabytes to run an application, which needs to be downloaded or transferred from various data centers. And here all we need is about 40K only of bandwidth per user. An airline can use its existing low bandwidth data connection to connect the remote office to the airport hub. Moreover, such technologies can be deployed to enable home workers to be contributing to the success of the airline by making bookings and engaging into transactions using the applications that the airline gives them access to. And this will enable airlines the flexibility they need in case of major disruption, like we had recently with the Ash Cloud, where each airline in Europe was scrambling to get additional agents to take all those calls from customers. Now you don't need specific hardware, you can empower people working from home.
What's great about this new generation remote office solution is that it is really rooted in SITA's DNA. This is another demonstration of what the industry can leverage in terms of cost savings by adhering to a community approach, leveraging community infrastructure components. What we are looking at is really to enroll more customers in these operational pilots. We are inviting them to engage through their account teams and also to stay tuned for future product announcements.
Through this proof of concept, SITA has shown the feasibility of combining new technologies to simplify the deployment of IT and communication infrastructure in the remote office. Through advances in desktop virtualization and digital voice systems, we're able to create a more secure and robust solution that reduces costs while making it easier to support.